You know, one of the sad stories I often hear from fishermen is about lost fish. It's usually they've cast close to a snag with their lure, they've taken a couple of winds of the handle, there's a big explosion, they're hooked up for a fraction of a second, then they're sitting on their bum, lost the fish, line snapped. You know, there is a couple of techniques you can do to help prevent that. Let me show you. Now, when most people cast a lure, they cast it towards a snag. They start winding their line in with their rod at an angle so they can see the rod tip work and they can also see the bend in the rod. Big mistake. The easiest way to lose a fish in that first couple of winds of the reel. Now, what happens when a fish hits? The first thing is you've got to take up the bend of the rod, then the rod pulls around towards the fish. Before you know it, there's a metre of line there that the fish has got before you've done a single thing. The first thing you should do is make sure your drag is correct. Set it so that it's at the maximum for the line class you're using. Next, when you cast the line, point the rod tip at the lure and wind. That way, when you do get a strike, you're not bending the rod and spinning the rod around towards the fish. The fish is directly connected to the drag of the reel. Now, by pointing the rod directly at the reel, right from the very first wind of the handle, if a fish does hit, all it does is pull line off the drag. You're connected straight to the fish, straight from the drag, much greater catch rate. And I mean catch by having fish back here on the bank, not busted up in a snag.